No other day on the calendar faces as much pressure as December 31st, New Year's Eve. People want it to be a magical gateway to new beginnings. On New Year's Eve, the whole world turns into a big party, but this time it is different. Celebrations have been scaled back. Many countries will welcome the new year under a curfew. Adversity also brings out the best in us. Despite strict restrictions, people around the world have found a way to spread the New Year's cheer. Take a look at this.
The Kiwis are a lucky lot. They live on the fringes of the Pacific and naturally ring in the New Year first. As always, Auckland's Sky Tower put on a spectacular show. A sizable crowd gathered at the waterfront and at the harbour bridge. Locals say they're the best seats in the house. Across the Tasman Sea, Sydney was forced to truncate its celebrations. There were strict restrictions around the harbour and the Opera House. The show was over in just a couple of minutes. Crossing over into mainland Eurasia, things were even more muted. In the Russian capital, residents flocked to the city centre. Moscow's famous cityscape was draped in lights. There is no lockdown, but all pubs and restaurants must shut by 11 p.m. That's usually when the party starts around here. The scenes are even more dismal in Paris. The city will welcome the new year under a curfew. With partying ruled out, Parisians have turned to gourmet food. Some seafood, cheese, and of course, a glass of wine.
The program, it's going to be very simple. We're going to feast just between us in our friend's flat. So it's going to be quiet. We're going to have a little meal based on fish, cheese, and things like that.
Across the channel, the United Kingdom is on a tight vigil. Edinburgh's New Year celebrations were called off. It was replaced by a drone show. 150 drones took to the skies in a choreographed flight, the largest Britain has ever seen. Together, the drones played out the story of Farewell, an award-winning poem. Thousands of miles away in Buenos Aires, a wine shop summed up 2020 with a special bottle. It's called 2020 LPQTP, an acronym for Merry Year. Interestingly, those are the same initials of a popular Argentine insult. And yes, it was very much on purpose.
In a funny way, with all that this year has meant, let's say it was the right farewell for 2020.
In the United States, Times Square is all decked up. The Waterford Crystal Ball has been prepped for its midnight drop. Production crews are busy setting up the stage for some top-notch performers. Justin Bieber, Jennifer Lopez and Machine Gun Kelly are all slated to perform. Ryan Seacrest will be returning to host the event for a 16th straight time. It's a great lineup, but unfortunately, there will be no in-person viewing. 2020 was the year when Earth came to a standstill, or so we thought. No matter what the adversity or the challenges, at the end of the day, the calendar will flip and life will go on. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.